Hello. As you may have heard, the bishops of Ireland have announced that from Easter Sunday, Catholics are once again obliged to go to Mass on Sundays and holy days. Of course, for those who are sick or have symptoms, or those who are looking after them, there is no obligation. Indeed, they should stay at home for the moment. But for the rest of us, it's time to come back to Mass. Now, I suppose some people will ask whether it's wise to talk about an obligation when it comes to Mass. Isn't that just a callback to days when the Church could tell people what to do? Well, no, not really. The obligation to come to Mass goes much deeper than a rule from a bishop or even the Pope. It comes from God Himself. In the Ten Commandments, God instructed His people to keep holy one day each week. And just like the other commandments, this still applies to us. It's one of the basic parts of being a child of God. And in the New Testament, Jesus explained how we keep that day holy. After He offered His body and blood in the form of bread and wine at the Last Supper, Jesus told His friends to do this in memory of Him. The Eucharist is how Jesus wants us to keep holy God's day. That's why we come to Mass on Sundays and holy days, unless we have a serious reason not to. But you might say, I don't think Mass is that special. Maybe I don't get much out of it. Maybe I find it boring. Wouldn't I be better praying some other way? Perhaps admiring God's work in nature while out for a walk? Well, yes, those are good things to do. And if they lift up our hearts and minds to God, we should make the most of them. But Mass is different. That's not why we come to Mass. We come to Mass not primarily because we like it, but because God wants us to. It's our way of saying thanks to Him. He has given us a wonderful world to appreciate, and 6 days and 23 hours each week to make the most of it. But in that 1 hour when we come to Mass, we're putting God first, doing what He asks us to do as a way of thanking Him. That's actually what the word Eucharist means, thanksgiving. And of course, God is never outdone in generosity. If we come to thank Him, He in turn gives us an even greater gift, the greatest gift He can give us, His whole self in Holy Communion. Now, one of the great secrets of the Catholic Church is that Mass actually isn't boring when you get the hang of it. If you learn a wee bit about it, prepare for it, and enter into it wholeheartedly, you can discover just how powerful it is. After all, our forefathers and mothers here in Ireland were willing to risk their lives for it. But if we think Mass is a time where God should be impressing or entertaining us, then we're on the wrong track. We're there for Him, so that we can thank Him for all the love He gives us all week long. So yes, coming to Mass is a commandment, an obligation. But it should come from a place of love and thanksgiving to God, not just duty. Let's listen to the Lord and give Him the gift He asks for, that we come to Mass on Sundays and take our place alongside our family and friends at the altar of God.